The upper pool of the dam is completely frozen over. This is awesome. This is so weird. I don't think I've ever walked on frozen ice before. No. Apparently it is thawed below the dam. What? Apparently it is thawed below the dam. Huh.
way out there. What's funny is it's so thick right here and then like right there.
So just for the record, since we can get a lot closer to it,
You want us to push you over it and see how you can paddle out?
no, I'm not gonna fuck with that today. I mean, I've run it a number of times.
Run over the...
Yeah. I don't know how it's gonna be weird today. Not gonna have enough speed. Do you see that spot right there where you can see the air bubbles flowing out? That's the seam that you ride when you run it. I mean, if this were liquid today, I'd run it.
I'd like to see you run it. I want to run it. That's like a goal of mine is to run this thing. We're scared to death of it.
Don't do it too soon in your career. But, oh, it's shallower up top here than I thought it'd be.
Where the dam wall is?
What's that?
You get this concrete chunked out?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not really sure, but that you can see that spot where there's a chunk missing down there and it gets aerated at the top, at the back of the dam wall. That's the seam, and you boof it with a little bit of left-hand angle and you'll just pop off and be on out. But don't run it above 1,000 CFS. That's when it starts to get really dangerous. I mean,
I understand the hydraulics of the Lowhead Dam.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this, the wash line is so close. I feel like as long as you get a little bit out,
today you could swim out of this.
Yeah.
At probably 300 CFS, 300, 400 CFS, you could probably swim out of this, and we could rope you out of it real easy.
Right. Exactly.
On, you know, on a day when it's at 3,000 or 4,000 CFS,
yeah, you're fine.
You're gonna be in there for a while.
What's the biggest we've been down here? 18? Yeah, 18, and it's like, it's just such a huge circulation.
At 1,800, don't go over it.
Yeah.
You know, the general rule that I hear people say is about 1,000. The highest I've ever run it was about 950. It wasn't grabby at 950, but I think if I had a flipped, if I hadn't landed it right, it could have been bad. Yeah. It could have taken a little while to get out.
I'll probably run it at like 200 the first time whenever I get.
I mean, I think I ran it at like 300. 300 is a good first level to run it, but get some experience with bigger boofs before you try and run this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's not, you know, this is like a class 2 or 3 move that has potentially class 5 consequences.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are a lot of experienced paddlers who just don't think that the thrill is worth the risk.
I'm not that guy. I definitely think the thrill would be worth the risk at least once.
Oh yeah, I mean, at low levels I run it every time.
Yeah.
I'm
Tyler, by the way. Michelle, nice to meet you. Yeah, I mean, we just started.
There's almost enough water. See, it starts to get liquid about there.
Yeah, right in here. Yeah.
But I think
about a foot in front of that leaf.
If I had one more boat length there, but I just don't think that there's enough room to get any speed.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, push you.
No, you're gonna, in order to push me effectively, you'd have to be too close to the edge.
Yeah.
So.
Because I mean, it gets right there's the edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
About 3 inches right there.
Huh.
Nice. What would you get? You get like 300 right now?
300 to 400. Yeah. Probably.
It was super shallow, but I guess where the water's so, I mean, it's clear as shit, you can see all that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just enjoying being able to actually see the bottom of the dam here. I had no idea it was this shallow right there.
Rope, 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 rope!
Well.
All right, let's paddle.
Yeah, let's paddle. This is so cool, though. This looks
like a lot more fun, huh?
I have no experience.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing like
just a casual. I'm a casual player.
More than just brewing for about 4 months.
Yeah, no, just it's alright. Not like anything serious yet.
So yeah, when we're doing this when it's not frozen,
Yeah.
We basically do exactly what we just did, except that we're not walking on ice, we're paddling up to here, and then you get out and pull your boat up here and carry it around.
I got you.
Or you can run the dam at certain levels if you feel like it.
Now, these people, they're like, some people are staring at us, but like illegal over here.
No, it's what we are.
Oh, okay. This is
Wait, where are
public
people
stuff.
staring at us?
Huh? From over there.
Oh, well, they're probably just looking at us crazy fools that are...
Probably. This is private property. I mean, it's public property.
I have no idea who actually owns the land we're on, but it is certainly publicly used.
Job.
5150, somebody call the po-po.
Did he tell you about this fucking paddle?
What paddle?
He called Canoe
Sorry.
He what?
He called Canoe Kentucky to see if they have. That has got the Desperado.
Yeah.
He was going to see if they have one. They have this powerhouse that they've been demoing. They're like, we can't find this Desperado, so we'll sell you this powerhouse for the same price.
How much did you pay for that?
I'm going to pay $153. Didn't even pay for it yet. Yeah.
Shit, son.
And I was like, damn.
It's a $350 paddle.
I know.
In like nearly new condition.
He's like, it's a demo, it's got some scratches. I was
How
like,
long is
no
it?
fucks.
How long is it?
It's like a 197, they said.
Oh, that's perfect, yeah. I mean, that's... Yeah, it's a 197.
I was like, damn.
Dude, I would drop 150 on that any day.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is this the small diameter?
You paid 180.
It might be the small diameter. In which case, I might know someone who has small hands who would really want to buy that from you and help you find a bigger diameter paddle.
I got like really small fingers, so it's
Okay.
like not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I may. Some people come here. He's like, yeah, we got 2 on record. Like I talked to him last night. He's like, yeah, we got 2 in our system. Just come pick it up tomorrow. And I called him today, and I was like, hey, I'm on my way out there. You sure you got him? They're like, we can't find this anywhere. Well, we have a demo powerhouse that we'll sell you for the same price and give you your BWA discount. And I was like, winning.
All right. So let's look at this rapid for a second, though, since this is your first time down it.
I'm gonna go down here.
All right, so you've got 2 options to approach this rapid. The first is to go over this little drop here and kind of take that bend around and come down like that. And then the second is to ferry across the top, and you see that channel on the so when we talk about left and right of the river, by the way, it's always looking downstream, so that side is always river right. This is always river left. So that stream over there, you can kind of
I think I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go straight and over that hump, because I don't think I'll make it well over here.
Yeah, so what you're gonna do then is go around. Actually, Tyler, can you demonstrate this line for her?
On the far side?
The ferry across to the far side.
Right between those rocks.
Right between those rocks, and then straight down.
Yeah.
And what he's gonna do is called ferrying, and this is not a real hard ferry at all. This is actually a super easy ferry, but it's where you point your boat upstream and ferry across the current without being pushed downstream. And there's almost none here, so but it's a good place to teach the concept. So what he's doing right now is basically called ferrying, and then he's gonna go over there and get into the current and get out of the eddy that he's in right now, and then turn and ride that down. And there's a little drop there, a wave in the middle, and then the main wave is that one down there. So watch his approach. And this is at really low water, so these waves are all really small right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
No, it's not bad at all. And then there's a big eddy on the left-hand side that you can hit.
Okay.
Or excuse me, on the right-hand side. Do you see where he's in right now, that eddy?
Yeah.
That's the kind of play spot eddy. And then I mean, I'm at least going to get out and surf this wave a little bit.
Yeah, we're cool. We have nothing to do until later, so we just came out here to play.
Cool. You want to go ahead and gear up and...
Have you been in Swiftwater? Yeah. Okay.
She's been in class 1 and a little bit of class 2 before. This is her first...
Sure you know to put your feet up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you do end up swimming... Yeah.
You use your feet to kick off.
Yeah. And don't try and stand up until you're in shallow water. Yeah. Cool. Cool.
That's a firefighter, isn't he?
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I should be more. I'm an ICU nurse, so I should be a little more careful. But
Oh no, we're gonna be
You want to give her a line lead, and I'll be behind sweeping.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. So you're gonna follow Ben down.
Okay.
Mustache Ben, Colonel Ben.
Colonel
Can we
Ben.
call you Colonel Ben?
Yeah.
It looks like a colonel's mustache.
Yeah, go for it.
You know, old British Imperial.
Here, grab your kayak before I come on.
What's that?
I said, with the way that I drag this thing, I wouldn't put it past the
That's
bottom.
all right.
You want to go in here?
Huh?
You want to go in here? On this side, right in?
I mean, if you just go ahead and
jump
launch
in
and
I'll follow suit.
yeah,
I'm not used to going with people. It's always just me and him.
yeah. Well, getting a little bit of experience leading is, you know, you guys are starting to get the hang of this, so
You know it fairly well.
yeah, time to start passing along your skills to the newer boaters.
Man, it looks like I know what I'm doing, so that's all that matters.
Well, fake it till you make it.
What people ask me all the time why we got a good mustache. I said, well, if I'm not a good firefighter, at least I look like a good firefighter.
Oh my god, grab your kayak.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
This thing is so cumbersome, it's not even fun.
They're made out of, you know, plastic for a reason.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there is a reason the whitewater kayakers all got rid of fiberglass boats.
Alright, here we go.
You got this.
Numerous-
Give us a thumbs up for the GoPro for your first ever whitewater paddle.
I never actually been in this thing with my life vest on, by the way.
Okay, well,
This will be a first.
good.
Alright.
What's that? Nope.
It's still fun.
It's okay. God damn, that water's cold.
It's like 38.
I didn't know if you wanted to play anymore or not.
No, it's okay. Hey, this is a great. Have you guys surfed out in that yet?
I've tried.
This is a great level to do it at.
I tried. I flipped. Lost my hat. It sucked.
This is super low.
Yeah, this is barely runnable.
It's starting to get foamy up there.
All the fish shit in the water.
Huh?
All the oh.
This turn is like.
Earlier it was like, oh, I see why it does what it does now because it's so low.
Yeah.
It's still running. Lake flutter. What is it you say you're doing right now?
Yeah, this is one.
What'd you say?
I'm already dying of the heat.
Yep. Taking the pogies off and let your hands dangle a little will help with that.
Huh?
Taking the pogies off and letting your hands dangle a bit will help with the heat.
Yeah.
So from here, like, what's a good next step when it comes to like rivers or creeks? I've heard the Nantahala and
I mean, in terms of the major rivers that people know, the Nantahala is your step up from the Elkhorn. So, you know, once you get to the point where you feel really comfortable and a little bit bored in your mamba on the Elkhorn, go to the Nantahala and work the shit out of the Nantahala.
it's in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, it's about hour, maybe hour and a half west of Asheville. It's like 4.5 hours from here.
I just think this is hilarious. I mean, this thing just like fills
Like,
the
I've
water
watched-
just now completely dry.
Like, I've watched a lot of videos, and obviously videos don't do anything justice.
Especially point of view, like
Yeah.
GoPro, it never feels like it looks in the GoPro.
It looks like the French fry, like with the Section 9, it doesn't look like it's too crazy.
It's not too crazy. I mean, I've never run it. I've heard about it. From what I hear, it's, you know,
It looks very bouldery. Like there's a lot of just boulders you gotta navigate around.
yeah. It's like solid class 3. From what I've heard. Some 3 plus maybe.
Come on, neighbor there. We don't want to lose you. Again, we take nothing seriously.
That's fine. You know what? I appreciate that.
Everything's a joke.
Life is too serious.
Oh my god, by the way, there's some wreck boaters that tried to start this group on Facebook called Kayak Safety, and like half of the whitewater world has descended on them and like just completely trolling, and it's hilarious.
Why? What did they say? Like,
You guys are stupid.
No, nothing like that. More just like, you know, like they're asking about, you know, how often, you know, you take a safety meeting on the river, and we're like, oh yeah, we like stop for a safety meeting, you know, after every rapid.
Debrief.
Take a debrief.
a beer break?
Debrief, hit a snort, and keep it moving.
You know, I've never actually seen someone do cocaine on the river.
God,
I meant like a whiskey.
You're gonna
Oh.
punch me in the face, and I did.
What?
Oh, I forgot my keys.
I feel like cocaine's free.
Wait, in my car?
Yeah. I totally forgot them.
Okay. That's okay. We can.
This lovely gentleman can give us a ride back.
What's that?
So I don't know if they. Did you guys park?
No, their vehicles are at the top because
Did you
I.
leave your keys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're buying margaritas after this.
Sorry.
Well, my phone's dead and in the truck, so.
Well,
Well,
no, I have my phone on me.
I guess yours.
We can hitchhike back to the cars.
That's
Or-
like I'm never taking it ever again.
Jeez, Michelle, you had one job.
I didn't
One
even
job.
think about it. They're in the back of your car and I meant to put them in with my phone.
Oh,
Winning.
shit happens.
I can get us a ride.
Yeah.
I live here at that.
It's not that far to walk.
Hit that eddy right at the top here. Hit that eddy. Right there to your left. Hit it hard, hit it hard. Good.
This one?
And hit the next one down here below this rock. What's that? No.
Man, you're supposed to hit those eddies. Your mustache must have caught wind and made it sail.
No, we'll hitchhike back to the bottom. It's fine.
That was the biggest fail ever. You know, it's really funny because I asked you about your keys and then I like,
Hey, what's that show you on board?
oh my god.
You're not, trust me, you're not the first person that's ever done it. It's okay.
You know the weirdest thing is getting used to the degree offset.
What about, sorry, what about it?
Degree offset.
What about it?
I'm used. We use like brake paddles up until today. We
Gotcha.
were using the straight flat on the
Touring
two-piece.
paddles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Bauman Dix.
Yeah.
All right, so Michelle, the next rapid is called S-turn. It's called that because it makes an S-turn. It's our first 2+ rapid of the day, although it won't really be at this level. So come get behind me, or actually, Tyler, why doesn't she follow your line? You give her a line through it, and I'll sweep. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go in, take a turn to the right, go down a little drop, and then take a turn back to the left and kind of ride it out. And it'll be real easy at this level. Lean downstream. Pushed what down?
The side seat of my trailer.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was so pissed. At the time, but now it's fine.
So whenever, so that little wave that you hit and almost flipped in the middle of that rapid up there, lean downstream.
Okay.
If you ever have something that's kind of catching you up, lean into an obstacle or downstream in the water. And that'll just keep the water from grabbing your upstream edge and flipping you over.
So I want to lean into it?
No, you don't
lean away.
Well, you lean into a rock.
Okay.
Or like if you're gonna hit a rock, lean into the rock, hug the rock.
Okay.
But if you're getting like caught up in a wave, lean downstream.
Okay. Yeah, no, close, right.
Yeah. No, you caught yourself. That was good.
I got it.
Huh? My head's getting a little warm. Is that a problem for you, Ben? My safety hat, okay?
Is that what you wear when you do your safety dance?
Yeah, after our safety briefings on the river,
Yeah.
I take my helmet off and put that on. Is there any really good spots to do?
On this?
Yeah.
No, not really. There's a kind of cool booth in angioplasty. No.
That rock right there and the trees around it.
You mean the little like?
That's where you can split left or right.
Oh yeah. That's angioplasty on the right and Surf City on the left. Surf City gets a huge hole in it at like 3,000 CFS and higher.
Oh yeah.
It's an awesome surf hole.
The left side, Surf City, where we go left.
Yeah,
right,
there's a bit of a ledge in it, and it kind of narrows and drops a couple feet, and it gets like a 4 or 5 foot wave in it. At big water.
Yeah, you're like, oh fuck! That big rock right in the middle. We were down there playing on it earlier, but it wasn't much to play on.
I got a concussion in angioplasty once.
Did you?
At big water, ferrying across from the bottom of Surf City up into the bottom of Angio, and got flipped and got swept down into the kind of that rock island below it.
So you're not a chiropractor.
What?
You're not a chiropractor, are you?
You say you're ICU nurse?
I see you nurse.
That'd be fun to see. If I want a chiropractor, I think that'd be the next
Great.
thing.
Bet it's the pulmonary ICU. We get these with crazy shit.
You see all the cool shit that we like package up for you.
Exactly, yeah.
We're like, we don't know what to do, so we're
We
gonna
got
wrap it.
product people.
Like, we'll wrap this shit thing.
This was all lights around this area.
Yeah, it was. All that. Still working on the whole, like, going straight all the time thing.
I'll be right there with you when I get one of those.
Your drain plug is out. Now it's in.
Yeah, I decided to practice try my flip earlier down here. Those sessions paid off. Only been twice, and I can flip, or I can roll.
This is a good place to do it if you want to go again.
Do it, do it. I can't, but you can.
You can try it. He's an instructor. He knows how to do this shit. I'm John. Do it, do it. No, I'm serious,
Yeah, it's really cold.
Yeah, it's like super cold. You got it, Benjamin.
You got it, Ben. You can't let me be wet-haired alone. you swimming. I was right there to T-rescue you. Grab your boat. Hey, swim to river right. You're in cold water. Swim to river right fast.
Like that.
Swim away from that. Swim further downstream. Holy shit.
Man,
Just left it at the one. At least you're not the only one that's wet.
I'm not the only one that's wet.
How's that gasket that we repaired? It was a shit show. We didn't have a big enough cup to fill the gap.
Oh shit.
We thought we did. We were using Yetis and like anything we could find. Just
Nalgene's to repair a wrist gasket.
Nalgene?
Use an Nalgene, yeah.
It looks something like
You almost had it.
it. Almost had it. Like the water takes it away from you.
On your next try, feel up for my boat to get a bow rescue.
A what?
A bow
Yeah,
rescue.
see, I've never tried. I've seen you all doing that in the pool, but I've never actually tried that.
All right, and we'll show.
You paddle into the side and you
Yeah. That's why I was tapping. Could you hear me
I
tapping?
could hear you tapping, but I had no idea what to do.
Okay, so what you do is you take your hands and start feeling along the sides of your boat like this, and when you feel the nose of my boat, grab it and use that to roll.
Is it worth buying those little inflation bags?
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
I have two of them and I don't know what to do with them.
We'll show you. The float bags, you mean?
Yeah.
They need to go back in the back of your boat, and then you puff them up so that if you swim, your boat still floats, and
It doesn't sink completely. And
yeah, I mean, so that it doesn't sink, and also so that it's a lot lighter, you know. So if that had been in the middle of a rapid, you know, I'd have probably been trying to like nose my boat into his cockpit and push it to shore.
right.
You know, or down below the rapid, trying to do it below, or, you know, before the next rapid, you know, which on the Elkhorn isn't a huge deal, but, you know, even on something like the Nantahala that's a lot more continuous, you know, if you swim, you know, your boat might go quarter or half a mile.
Right.
It's not a fun position to be in trying to get down to that. So having float bags in it is more for the people who are trying to rescue your boat.
See where I've got the dual, I've got a little separator. I need to buy two skinny ones to put on both sides.
They come in pairs. Yeah. Go on the NRS website and get the rodeo floats.
Rodeo?
Yeah, the rodeo stern floats, split stern floats.
I got cocky. Only rolled it once, so that's true, I tried.
better than me.
I would be really impressed if you flipped to sit on top.
No, not this
I'm
one.
just throwing that out there. Like
No,
you win the
no.
day and you're off on the margarita buying.
Alright. I can't believe I did that.
Luckily, I have nothing to do today, so.
Yeah, me neither.
I gotta go to Louisville for a funeral or visitation. That's till 7, so I got time.
Yeah, you're good.
We
I don't even hit this like 1:30ish probably.
we buried my dad's best friend about, what was it, last weekend, I forget now whether it was Saturday or Sunday. I guess it was Saturday. They don't usually do funerals on Sunday. Although I guess we didn't actually go to the graveyard because it was too cold, but
Still a lot of water.
guy who was next door neighbor in the house where I grew up, you know, who was real close to the family all, you know, basically my whole life. So he was only 65 and in pretty good health. I guess obviously he wasn't because he died of something, but
This cat, I met him climbing a couple years ago with some friends of mine. He was really good friends with one of my really good friends. It was one of those situations. And he and I became friends, but we didn't really like hang out or unless we were all like together doing stuff. And the nicest dude in the world, fucking like an infectious smile, always a positive attitude,
yeah.
and went through a really bad breakup and off himself.
Shit.
And
that-
hurt.
What's that?
And hurt. Another suicide.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
It's like one of those things like you hit and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like I've got friends who be like, okay, I see that. Like this dude's nuts. But this guy's like, that's like the craziest thing. That's the hardest part is like trying to understand like what all he went through to get to that point.
Right.
Because he was the dude that like we bust each other's balls all the time. Like he was like always happy, never said a bad word about anybody.
Yeah.
Huge outdoorsman, just always traveling, like always doing cool stuff and always smiling. And then, man, you get a call like that. Like, what the fuck?
Shit.
Yeah,
Did you put your plug back in?
yeah, I did.
I mean,
Oh my god, is it really black out right now?
what's that?
It's like already. Good, hopefully they'll freeze to death now.
I can imagine it's gonna live very long.
You see the there's the bugs. They're already popping out, which is good because then they'll freeze. Next couple days.
Actually, if anything, it's gonna fix it.
All right, well, that means you just got to give it another go. First, we're going to teach you how to bow rescue, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen y'all doing that.
All right, so you have the idea at least. So let's come back up a little bit. Where's the... Oh, let's go to the other side, actually. It looks like that's the easiest place to get to that has no current. All right, so toss your paddle to him and put your hands on the nose of my boat and flip yourself and roll on that.
Man, I'm gonna lose your
Don't grab the handle, just grab the nose right there. Yeah.
Flip all the way over.
Yeah.
Myself up. Should I go this way?
Well, let me get to the other side so you can do it right-handed. But
I'm actually left-handed.
oh, well then,
I do
yeah.
everything right-handed because I'm paddling on.
Do you roll? Are you used to rolling right-handed?
They had me doing it all on doing this side and coming up that way. So.
All right. Well, then yeah, go ahead and go whichever way you're used to.
I'll just run my hands along the
Yep.
side and just grab your boat.
Grab the nose of my boat and pull yourself up on it.
Holy shit, that water's cold.
Yep. Kind of run. You were kind of leaving your hands in one place.
Yeah.
Run it real actively up and down the side of your boat so you can make contact with the rescue boat as quick as possible.
Well, now I want to try. It's cold, but I want to try.
It's cold. Very cold. Let's get
And paddle. Really double paddle.
Have you done a bow rescue before?
I have not.
All right. Which way do you normally roll?
I'm right-hand dominant, so over here.
Wait, you're right-hand dominant, so you roll over here? That's your
Yeah,
left.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
You mean you're to the right?
All right. So go ahead and do a practice one where you just lean onto the side of my boat and kind of practice doing your hip snap from it. Yeah. And then whenever you're ready, flip yourself and start running your hands real actively up and down the sides of your boats, and I'll put the nose of my boat right in your hands.
All right. That's fucking cold.
That's really cold.
Yeah.
Woo!
Told you it's cold. That's why it takes your breath away. We're like, used to pool, it's like 50, and this is like 30.
And that's part of why I'm like encouraging you guys to do it, so you get the kind of the feel of what it's like to be upside down in really cold water.
Yeah, it's like that initial flip. You're like, okay, oh, it's cold. Oh yeah, I need to flip over.
After your first few times, you'll kind of get used to it. I mean, you never really get used to it, but
No. Your face
That hurt.
It was like a panicking sound. Like,
Oh, I felt like it.
oh. Yeah, I don't know how much this
Oh, man. Here. Beer. Some hydrated. Sorry, guys. I was just working on the street. Chug.
Yeah, it's only cold. I can see the next roll station. I'll probably have to practice balance.
Yep. I mean, I've never actually successfully bow rescued someone in a rapid,
Oh yeah.
but when you're doing, it's most useful for when you're doing roll practices on the river,
Put them bail out.
so that you can help someone up when you're practicing. All right, guys, is everyone ready for some safety?
Oh my god.
It wasn't wrong on that last one. It was tight.
Well, I panicked.
Number one, can't panic.
No, that is absolutely what happened, and it's good that you can identify that and admit it to yourself. Because some people don't want to say, that water was cold, it fucking sucked, and I panicked.
Well, I felt the boat, and I didn't set myself up right. I just grabbed it and tried to roll.
Yeah.
And then when I went back in the second time, I got took in a mouthful of water.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
And I panicked.
Yeah. Yeah, the air temperature's great.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Even when I rolled earlier, I was like, this started to go up to like 36
You have to let me know when this festival is. Because they said they might have some kayaks there for sale.
Which festival?
The film festival? No? Maybe?
There might be. They usually have at least one boat in like the silent auction.
Oh, okay.
It won't have like a big
Selection.
Yeah, it won't have, or it won't have like a bunch of swap meeting for used boats.
Oh, okay.
But it'd be a good place to get to know people and kind of talk to people about, you know, hey, I want to get a boat. You know, what do you maybe have for sale?
Yeah.
What do you weigh, like 105, 110 something?
Yeah, 105.
You might need like
Just a
an
kid's
extra
boat.
small boat,
Like
a.
kid's boat.
What's that?
No, that's what Gibbs rides. I can't remember. The other one's it's a gag or something, but it's a small, it's like small, like for a really small person. He tried to set it like 5'3", 5'4", height-wise, like 140-pound boat.
Apparently he's only, I'm 5 feet.
I mean, she might.
Kid's boat, probably.
She might struggle even in like a regular small. I mean, she.
This one's like an extra small. Like,
Well.
I can't remember. It's like, hey man, I saw this on this app. Like, you should go buy it. And you all buy kayaks. And you go and buy it and you bring it home. It's like, wait a minute, I can't even sit in this.
I mean, if you can happen to remember what the name of the boat is.
Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That's alright. I mean, as long as I get my use out of it, I'm happy to buy one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Since I work just weekends now, I
mean,
have all week to do this shit.
Yeah. If you I mean, if you do end up wanting an extra small rather than a regular small boat,
I wish I could just sit in them before
well,
just going ball. I mean,
take you down to NRC sometime. Nantahala Outdoor Center. They demo. They have a huge demo fleet. You know, a Remix 57 would probably be good for you. You know, or maybe one of those Wave Sport Mutants that Sarah and Rob both have. I mean, that's 60 gallons, and 60 is pretty small for a creek boat. There is a Remix 47, but that might be too small for you for a creek boat.
Okay.
I mean, I've paddled the Remix 69, which is the medium, and it's a cool boat.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, and 69 is a pretty decent size for like my weight. I think that the small is a 59, not a 57.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna look for a skirt so I can.
yeah.
A skirt and a better vest because.
PFD would probably be a good first thing to get because not all boats use the same cockpit size.
Okay.
You know, so you might need a large tunnel or an extra large tunnel.
So should I just wait to get a skirt until I get the boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, most boats these days use
Standard.
a large cockpit.
Okay.
But, you know, there are some that have an extra large. Like this boat is technically an extra large, you know, but it's like right on the bottom end of an XL. So, you know, my large skirt, I can still get on it. It's just a pain in the ass.
And these are waterproof or they're not?
What?
The vest, the PFD.
What do you mean waterproof?
Like, could you put like your phone in there? Probably not.
I mean,
Can you?
I have my phone in here, but my phone's waterproof.
Waterproof, okay.
Yeah. No, this pocket is not waterproof. You know, this is an Astral green jacket. Astral makes the best PFDs that have ever been made by anyone ever.
Okay.
In my opinion, and I think it's a pretty solid opinion. But they make a number of models.
Well, let's start looking for some gear then.
Yeah.
So I don't have to look like this.
You don't look that bad. You look like you're having a good time. You're smiling.
Yeah, no, this is fun. It'd be probably more fun.
Helmet is another good first thing to get.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Especially because WRSI is still closing out these helmets. They're like changing model years.
Okay.
And you might be able to get one like on huge discount right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is pretty comfy. I just have to find a slightly smaller one.
We were down here earlier, it was awesome because it was raining, the air was super warm and all the
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
All right, you ready to give it another go, or are you done? How about you, Ben?
I felt more confused on rolling after leaving the roll station, so I need to work on that.
Okay.
All right, let's finish.
You want to hold on to the boot? Or hold on to the beer, since you've got an open boat. Do you have any way to stash it? No.
I don't know, because it's probably gonna pop out.
That's okay, whatever. You guys want to chug a beer?
Here, chug the here. Polish it off, guys.
Yeah, I'm like super excited for the film festival.
Yeah. It's the one downside of a full face helmet.
Can't drink beer.
Got to carry a straw to drink beer and.
Nope,
kill it.
You kill that, man.
Right there. Big fish right there. How the fuck am I?
Is it one of those long fish? It's like the. You seen those? They're like really long and.
Like a,
I don't know what it's called. I don't know.
a gar?
Yeah, a gar. Yeah.
No, it looks like a bass.
All right.
Nasty, so the ones on the fucking wall.
So, Michelle, come over here and I'll show you a little something about water dynamics and how to enter and exit eddies. So we're in an eddy right now, but you know what that means, right?
It's going the other way.
Yeah, it's kind of sitting still or kind of going the other way, and you can see the current out there.
Yeah.
And when you paddle out of an eddy, you paddle upstream at like a 45 or more angle until you're all the way in the current. And when you're all the way in the current, you let it sweep you downstream. So let's come right up here where the edge of the eddy is better defined. So like right here, you paddle into it and then let it take you downstream, and it'll you let it turn you too soon. You kind of paddle, come over to this one over here. And so then paddle all the way out into it and take one more like big stroke than you think you need, and then let it turn you.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
Here, I'm gonna do this right. Hold on. Alright.
Paddle, one more stroke.
Oh god, I keep doing it too soon. Alright, well.
It's okay.
I know what you're saying.
It's really easy. Learning to do eddy turns. It's really easy to do it too soon.
Okay.
Everybody kind of does it too soon. It's one of those things you just have to learn.
Okay.
And when it's turning you, you were like trying to use a backstroke to turn. You don't do that. You let the current push you, and you can kind of reach up here and grab the water to give it some more to push on, but you're not backstroking. You're almost out here forward stroking on the downstream side. All right, so this next rapid is Lunch Stop. It's kind of a slightly long, fairly easy class 2 with a few turns and some little, it's like rock gardening. What's that?
What's this rapid called?
That's Lunch Stop.
This next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because people, you know, stop and eat lunch.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like when it's low like this, there's not really a great line to take through here.
No, there's not. It's just
It's rock all the way, isn't it?
choose your own adventure rock gardening. It's good for practicing eddy hopping. There's a bunch of eddies you can hit.
What is it, like what level is it the best?
What's that?
What level is the Elkhorn the best? Like, where all around just...
900 to 1200 for like playfulness. It's good at like 1800 and then like 3500 to 5000 it's cool like big water. Yeah. It's completely different, but it's a lot of fun at big water also.
It looked like in the videos I saw, there's like almost no rat. I mean, there's rapids, but there's no big white head.
I mean, at 4,000 or 5,000, it's just a bunch of big wave trains.
Yeah.
You know, big chaotic water. S-turn becomes dangerous because that peninsula at the bottom of the first turn becomes a strainer. There's water washing over all of it, and you have to stay out of that. I mean, it's not super dangerous. You just have to kind of work to the inside. So, eddy behind this slanted rock. Power in hard, in harder. Go into it with more speed.
Okay.
And then come out, and the next eddy's just downstream, right here. And then the next one's right over here. And then the next one's behind this next slanted rock. And then the last one's here. Get up into that. Surf it. It's okay. Paddle up into that. And then lean downstream once you're in it. Paddle hard up into it.
Come on, man. Stop so easy.
Okay. Alright, so come over into this eddy. And when you come into this, lean upstream. Like this. It's okay. Paddle forward, not back. Here, gotcha. Oh, this would have been a great time to use that bow rescue.
Yeah, I heard you hit me off. Damn, that water is cold.
Whew, yeah, it is.
Ooh, my arms got tired. I couldn't get off that. I'm impressed this little fucking thing got up there.
Yeah.
Now, is this still lunch stop or is that Surf City?
No, this is Lunch Stop. Surf City is several rapids down still.
God, that water is cold.
Or this is, did I say lunch? This is Lunch Stop. This is the bottom of Lunch Stop. Surf City.
I didn't know if this, like, it was a continuous one or is it...
It's one continuous rapid. Get up into that. Good. Now lean downstream. Downstream lean. Downstream angle. Use your downstream paddle blade. Good. There. That's exactly it. No. And that's your downstream or your upstream lean does to you. I'll go get your boat. You swim to shore.
Well, we all got what now?
No, that was great.
You can analyze me. I was pretty pathetic.
It was a great learning opportunity. And the fact that you were willing to get out there and surf, your first time ever doing whitewater.
That's the fun of it, though. That's
Yes?
not come and not do that.
Good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I want to be.
It won't stick me on my side. I'm trying to side surf it and it won't hold me.
We go.
Hey, Michelle. Michelle. Watch. You see how I was getting up on my downstream side? That's how you don't flip like that.
Yeah, but when I didn't know if it was like coming up with water in there. I think it's just splitting.
Maybe it is. But still got to... That's okay. I'm gonna change batteries in my GoPro. Don't anybody do anything awesome in the next 2 minutes.
The awesome constitute flipping the tire?
Absolutely. What's that? Oh, I've had it on the whole time.
Oh, sweet. Alright.
Since we started walking on the ice.
That is fucking fun. Oh man, I can't wait to get a good kayak.
Alright, we're gonna spend thousands of dollars and just buy all kinds of shit we don't have. I'm on a boat. I have no idea.
So watch how I like control my edge. Got this. Just downstream lean. Keep your right knee up and lean on your on your left paddle blade.
Lean forward.
Lean. See that upstream edge almost. Lean downstream. Downstream. Good. There's where you're supposed to be at. There. Downstream. Good. Got it. That edge is gonna catch you. Keep your edge up. Good. Edge up, edge up, edge up. Edge up. And keep that left paddle blade, edge up. Keep that paddle blade on your left on top of the water, if you can. What's that? No. That was all you. No. See, watch how I'm keeping my paddle blade on top of the water.
I'm sorry.
And edge up.
Alright, so lightening up
Like that. And brace with your downstream paddle blade.
You're trying to ferry across the... Basically, you're riding in like a little pocket, basically, is that what it is? Where the water comes kicking up?
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, it's just like surfing an ocean wave, except it's on a river.
Right.
It's the same physics, though. Get up into that one more time.
Yeah, wait a minute. I like the one in the middle better.
Okay, go for it. Do you see that eddy out in the middle between the two holes? Use that eddy to come all the way to the top and then just slot into that middle hole. Good. Good, good edge. Good.
Didn't kick my ass that time.
Good.
Well, I'm so glad you came out today.
I can't hear you.
I said, I'm glad you came out today because we really don't know what we're doing other than we just hit the white water and we fucking paddle.
It's all right.
Eddy turns and shit like that, but I had no idea how to surf or anything.
Well, now you got a bit.
Yeah.
Downstream edge. Paddle blade further out. More over here, not right here. You can't really lean on this. You can lean on this. You know, I can... Well... Yeah. Except, I mean... Try not to sink to the bottom, but I'm doing that because it's flat water and there's no current to... Good. Downstream edge, downstream edge.
You're doing it!
That's awesome, dude.
No big deal.
It's so much fun, man.
What's the displacement on that one?
67.
I think this one's like 88 or something.
Could be. It's a big creek boat.
Yeah, I think it's made for like overnight camping and shit. And all this stuff.
I mean, it's a creek boat, not a camper. I mean, I guess you can camp in the back, but the volume isn't for like storing overnight gear. It's so that when you like drop off a big boof and hit the turbulent water at the bottom, it like shoots you out and shoots you back to the surface. One more big stroke into it. You're not quite in it yet. One more big stroke into it. All right.
That's pretty good when it's water's up a lot more, I guess.
This is actually only any fun at low levels. This is a low level wave.
I don't know, some other people talk about surfing the dam wave.
Dam wave is, yeah.
We tried that and he flipped like instantly as soon as we did it. So.
It's a pretty powerful wave.
Yeah, it was. I guess you can do a little bit of surfing in this kind of boat, but it's more for yours and even play dates.
Oh, you can absolutely surf that in it. It's a better wave for short boats or really long boats. Like it surfs a sea kayak amazingly.
Really?
But like a 9-foot boat or an 8-foot boat doesn't surf real well in that wave. You have generally pretty short surfs, you know, and you just kind of surf across it and maybe get one turn back. But it's a great play boat wave. That's a better boat for starting out.
Mullet?
No, what you're in.
Yeah, that's what after I looked at it, I was like, this is definitely gonna be easier to roll and shit like that.
I mean, the brap rolls wonderfully, but it also makes you roll.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you don't have your edge control good, it'll...
Make it for fun.
It's a learning boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this boat is great. I mean, I can't complain
Yeah.
about it.
Which boat is?
This boat?
Yeah.
I mean, a brap, if you don't like have your edge control and stuff, it'll throw you over in a heartbeat. You know, I started in a Mamba, something like a Mamba or a Hefe, you know, where there's plenty of other varieties on that kind of theme, you know, are great first boats.
I know I like Liquid Logic. I heard a lot of people say good stuff about it.
I mean, I love...
Really not bad about any of them, really.
Well, some people talk shit about Jackson, but...
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say it's like a... like you said, people talk shit about it, but I don't know any reason to.
It's mostly bullshit.
Yeah.
Jackson makes a lot of really good boats.
So you see a lot of people that like Jackson. There's a lot of Jackson out there. So.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of people who either love them or hate them. I mean, I think that they probably make the best play boats out there.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of their creekers. I haven't tried the new Nirvana yet, though.
Yeah.
I was never a huge fan of either the Zen or the Karma.
Yeah, I see a lot of Zens.
Yeah. I think the Mamba is a better boat than the Zen, but, you know, other people disagree with me. And I'd rather have a remix than a Zen also.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like the Zen.
Yeah, I like the Other than, I mean, obviously we haven't even swapped boats, so I've never been in his and he's never been in mine, so I haven't really different really.
Yeah, well, give his a try sometime. It'll feel different from yours. The lines on his boat are a lot more aggressive.
Yeah, then our buddy just bought a Piranha Burn 3, so we've got all
Yeah.
3 of them that we can try it out and see.
What size burn did he get?
Is it a large?
I think it's a large.
Yeah.
He's like 220, but he's like 5'8".
Gotcha.
He's a stump.
All right, so the next rapid has about 6 different names. I prefer White House because there's a big white house on top of the cliff, but some people call it like Wall Ride or Big Wall or Log Cabin, or it has a couple of other names, but somebody's Folly because somebody had a folly there. But the gist of it is there's a big, it's kind of a wave train right down the right side of the river with a big cliff wall next to it. And the key to it is just don't look at the cliff. Look where you want to go rather than where you don't want to go. What's that?
So I just wanted to try to get on that
Oh.
slide hole.
Yeah, we were playing, we did that like 3 times.
You got to kind of boof up onto it.
Stayed up on it.
And also your boat probably doesn't have enough rocker.
No, it doesn't.
So yeah, just kind of paddle down past the wall and don't hit the wall and you'll be fine.
Seems to be clean now.
I'm not sure I'd want to go walking on it right now.
Just a smaller handle, like it seems like it flutters in the water.
It might be that you don't have a great grip on it. It might be technique, or it might just be that it's not really the right paddle for you. Show me a forward stroke. Okay, that's pretty decent technique. You're maybe coming a little bit too far back. Plant here, out at your hips. Okay. Plant at your toes, out at your hips.
doesn't do it all the time. It's just like maybe sometimes I don't have a good grip.
I mean, every paddle flutters sometimes. It's just.
You know what? That was great, though. You give me this one, you give me that one. No.
Not even mine. It's technically still from Kentucky.
Do I possess this gun first of all?
I know.
Sliding down the sound, kind of.
I like your flight suit, Michelle. Flight suit's awesome. Then we determined left is like the best line here because everything else is a right guard.
Oh. I mean, I usually take the center channel, but
We went left earlier, didn't hit anything. I remember.
it's probably fine. This is kind of the lead into the White House Rapid. Tyler, you want to take lead again?
Sure. Don't run into the root ball in the next rapid like
Root ball's another couple down.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
got a bad habit with root ball. I had some rough goes with it. He's got caught up in the root ball a couple times.
We'll stop and talk about root ball in the eddy above it.
Shame we didn't throw a six-pack in
What's that?
so it's a shame we didn't throw a six-pack in here. We can stop and talk about it.
Yeah, we could stop and have a safety meeting.
Safety meeting, yeah.
Something to drink or something to smoke.
I wish I could smoke.
All right, so get right behind him and follow him down through it. And watch his line. And just don't look at the rock wall. Surfing will wear you out.
It's so much fun though.
I think these paddles, getting used to paddles, or using the other paddles.
You know what?
I think using these paddles, getting used to paddles, really round out with the paddles.
Hey Michelle, I want to see that bag with paddles. There's rocks over there. So what's the craziest run that you've done?
Well, I mean, either the Lower Gauley or the Rockcastle Narrows. In terms of dangerous, the Rockcastle Narrows.
That one looks like fun.
It's fun. It's all
sketchy.
it's super sketchy. It is full of undercuts and sieves. Okay.
Oh my God,
It's
sorry.
okay. Downstream traffic has right of way. That was my fault, not yours.
You gotta try to surf it.
Oh, he's upside down.
I never know what he's doing back there. What? What happened?
It's gonna take me a minute, but I got it. Get out of the way. Yeah. This is when float bags would be a really good thing to have.
What?
Float bags.
It'd also be great if somebody didn't come up with the top and turn around. Yeah? I feel like that's an accurate statement. It's like this is like
Come down a bit further.
that's what's crazy. I mean, look at it. That's 2.5 inches thick. Right here.
Yeah, that's
And it's been 60 degrees for days.
Like that book.
Global warming.
Like that book. Everybody poops, everybody flips. It's cool. Some more than others.
What's the next band than you and flip fly? He's gonna flip me before the day's over just because he's tired of hearing my mouth. At least you don't lose your panel. Do what? What happened? You hit a rock?
Lean into rocks.
I think that thing Ben was talking about edge control, not super great at it.
When you're gonna hit a rock, your instinct is to lean away from it, but lean into it so that the water doesn't pile up on your upstream edge and flip you.
Yeah. So, how's your guys' day? Good?
Oh, Ricky McFlipperson. Now, I say all this, and I'm going to get into the root ball, and I'm going to flip, and I'm going to eat crow here in a second. Do what?
It's true, we haven't even made it to the root ball.
What have got us more than anything? Lunch stop has gotten you.
Lunch stop?
Yeah, remember that last time we went, you put the lunch stop.
Root ball definitely got me more than anything.
Yeah, root ball's got you twice. And then Damway's got me. That's the only time I was trying to search for the Damway.
I mean,
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And
I've done more rolls surfing dam wave than I have anywhere else in the world. It's you're gonna flip surfing a hole like that.
I will say it is nice though. Once we found out, like we have a great playground to just learn. Like it's perfect to just go.
Oh yeah. No, and I mean, once you get really confident in your roll in the pool, the next step to getting confident in your combat rolls is just get out there and play boat. You know, get in dam wave, get flipped, get out in it again, flip, 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 and just keep rolling. You know, there was one day early in my career that, I mean, we're probably talking about a year ago, you know, that I went out and play boated dam wave all day, and you know, I did more rolls that day than I ever had before in my life.
yeah.
You know, combat rolls put together. You know, I think I did 20 or 30 in one day. You know, and once you just kind of get used to it and get used to the feeling of your head scraping the rocks and, you know, kind of stop panicking about it.
So like we started, we had like just fucking not even like creek boats. We had like a Walmart, go to Walmart, buy like
Yeah.
180, like $150. Yeah, yeah. And
What the
we're out here, we're like, man, this is a lot of fun. And then we started like, let's get better boats. And then we did, and then it's just we'd go and play in dam way or playing the dam just over and over. Like we did what? The day gift came, we probably went through the dam rapid 20 times.
Oh yeah. I was getting tired of picking the fucker up.
Yeah, like it got to the point where it's like the boat got heavy.
Yeah.
Picking it up and carrying it. And then we've run it. This is our first double.
Yeah.
We'll run through it, and then we'll stop and play and stuff. And like, we played in S-turn a few times. And
Yeah, S-turn has some good surf waves in it at bigger levels. I think S-turn's at its best around 1800, and at that level, S-turn is probably the best rapid on the river.
see, we came at S-turn.
Came like 1800.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, nope. It was like the second time I'd ever been kayaking, and I was like, nah, fuck that. I was sitting in a sit on top, and I was like, nope. So I like went high side, like as it floated up over the dam, I could like rock garden through it.
Yeah. I would not really encourage someone to run this rapid in a sit on top, or this river on a sit on top at 1800.
But we didn't know any better.
I mean, it's probably not horribly unsafe as long as the temperature's fine.
I was like
We're good
65.
swimmers, so-
Yeah. I'm a great swift water rescue swimmer. But I'm not so much of a kayaker.
Well, there you go.
How long have you been kayaking?
A little over a year and a half that I've been doing whitewater. I mean, I've been like flat water kayaking and canoeing my whole life, but that doesn't really transfer over as much as you might think it does.
Alright, well, we'll try not to flip.
What's that?
So I'm gonna try not to flip them.
Well,
Yeah, you guys are tired.
hit this eddy. Paddle hard into here where I am. Paddle hard, hard forward. No, it's okay. Come on in. Keep going. Keep pedaling. Watch what he does. So no, come to where I am and follow my line out of it. Actually, go first, Tyler, and watch what he does. So, you see the eddy line?
Yeah.
Paddle up past it. Take one more stroke there. And you lean downstream when you're coming out of that.
Next good idea.
That's one that there's at higher levels, there's a really good kind of weird little surf hole right behind that rock. And at some levels, there's a nice kind of green wave right here. Actually, come to this eddy right here. So 45-degree angle upstream, paddle out into current, and then lean downstream and let it turn you. Don't try and turn yourself, let it turn you. So 45 degrees, paddle out. You gotta paddle out into the current before you let it turn you.
See, I don't know if, the thing is, I don't know if we can do it in this boat. Can I?
You can paddle out into the current, yeah.
I can paddle out, but as far as turning?
It'll still turn it.
Huh?
It'll still turn it. You know, because the back of the boat is in that eddy being pushed upstream and the nose is in the current being pushed downstream. Any boat will just... Okay, grab the next one that bends in. Well, there's not really an eddy there, but moves like that, you got to start planning them and getting in position upstream. What's that?
It's all damn. I just got some prices really good.
Yeah.
I've been in Mustangs, I've been in Cocotats, been in NRS ones. I really like.
What brand is that one?
Stolquist.
Okay.
It's like $350 on Amazon, and
Yeah.
it's comfortable.
If I
And
could get it like the neck seal and this thing down here fixed, it'd be awesome.
yeah, because it's free.
It was a Debo from the firehouse because it was sitting on a shelf in a closet that nobody, or a building that nobody's been in its road.
I mean, Rob can put a new neck gasket in it for you.
We got another one that needs a new wrist gasket.
Well,
I talked to him yesterday about doing one.
all right, so this little rapid here is called Andrew's Folly. It's just kind of a little slide. It probably has other names too.
What's a folly?
A fuck up.
I'll say, I know it's a beach in South Carolina.
No, whenever somebody does something dumb in a rapid and gets themselves hurt, somebody will call it whoever's folly. Like there's one on the lower Gauley called Kevin's Folly from this dude, Kevin, who was boogie boarding the lower Gauley. And like I swear to God, he was boogie boarding the lower Gauley and ended up cutting the fuck out of his knee in that rapid and ended up having to get a whole bunch of stitches. There's a line down the middle, just kind of try and find where there's the most water.
I mean, how do you fuck up here?
You end up flipping in the middle of, or getting your paddle jammed in the middle of this and dislocating your shoulder.
Don't flip it!
We'll call it Ben Folly, or Bill Folly.
Someone call that one up there. Bill Folly.
But at big water, this one kind of turns into a big wave, and it's pretty cool at big water. It's kind of boring at every other level, but just to scrape dollars off your boat. All right, so the next rapid is Root Ball, which we want to stop above and look at and talk about.
make it complicated. You want me to? Vince Foley's coming up next.
Oh, come on. This is... Have you guys met Marty? Marty Hulsman?
I don't think so.
Okay, he is the carnage king of the root ball. He's like, I don't know, 50 something. He's an absolute shit talker. He's a great dude. He's started...
I like him already.
Oh yeah, you're gonna like him. I'll introduce you to him sometime at NPFF, if not before. Remind me though. But yeah, this is, he would flip every single time going through this, every single time.
Ben, you're 2 for 3. You're 2 for 3. I'm dying because you can roll and I can't. So, but I can make it through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die this time. I'm gonna get fucking wrapped up in it. Now the eddy upstream's so good.
Yeah, there's a good eddy upstream of root ball where you can get a look at it. And I'm gonna go first on this one. But I'm gonna get into the eddy behind the root ball. So don't try and make the move that I make. Just kind of keep going past the root ball, but I'm gonna set safety there. I mean, unless you want to try and hit that eddy. You want to follow me?
I might.
All right.
We'll see how aggressive of a move it is when we get there.
It's a pretty aggressive move.
Maybe, we'll see.
All right.
Do it.
Might not be too bad at this level, but
It's still pushing.
yeah. All right, so what root ball is, the entire river is going to channelize down the right. So all of this water is going to be running down like a 15-foot wide channel that's going to be pushing into the upturned root ball of a fallen tree. So what you have to do, you know, it's sitting like this on that side, on the river right, and all of this water is pushing up against it. And what you have to do, here's it, you have to come in with your boat already angled left.
Okay.
So you're approaching it diagonally and then sliding around it. Do you see it there? The fallen tree?
I see it.
So you wanna come at it with your boat already angled like this,
Okay.
and then right before you hit it, just take a big stroke around it.
Okay.
So when you're taking power strokes, kind of really dig deep and pull through with your abs, and use your whole body to take a big power stroke past it. All right, so there's an eddy right above it, so we'll line up there.
All right, safety brief.
Safety brief.
Here, let's shotgun it. If I got a one-hitter, take a hit. Just do you. It's not as bad as it
I mean, at this level, it's going to be not bad. I mean, all right, so Michelle, 2 boat lengths behind me.
Okay.
So when I start paddling, you start paddling, and watch the angle of my boat, and go ahead and have your boat having some momentum to the left before you get there. You ready? All right, left-hand boat angle. And oh, by the way, there's an eddy right behind the root ball. I'm gonna dodge into it and set safety. Don't follow me into that.
All right.
Tyler, watch my eddy move and see if you want to make it. Get that left boat angle. Paddle hard, paddle hard, paddle hard. Paddle hard. Good. Just keep going. You're good. You're past the hard part. Paddle, paddle, paddle. Good, good. Yep, you got to set up for it earlier upstream and kind of just dodge around it and already be paddling back into it by the time you go around. It's a hard eddy to catch at first.
Ian!
Good job, both of you. Said good job.
Well, that made me a little uncomfortable at first because I was like dead at him.
All I heard was, paddle, paddle, paddle!
You just got to take a big power stroke around it.
360, that's okay.
So the next rapid is Surf City on the left and Angioplasty on the right. Surf City's nothing at this level, so we'll take Angio. The legend that I've heard is that it's not actually named after a heart surgery. It's named after a redhead named Angie who kept getting plastered in this rapid.
That's a better one.
Apparently she was some really cute redhead who tried to get into kayaking 10 or 20 years ago or something, and apparently she made enough of an impression that they've still got a rapid named after her. I have no idea if it's true.
It's a good story.
It's a good story.
It's a good story.
I believe it.
I choose to believe it.
Yeah, it's better than a heart surgery. That's not right.
It's not fun.
Just like smacks the
I don't know, the first time we hit it, it was like,
Oh, and it was way up.
it was like 13 or 1400, like all of a sudden it's like, fuck hole! We fell off that rock right in the center,
Yep.
and it was just, both of us were, oh shit! I understand why I call it now, because it gives you a heart attack.
All right, so what we're gonna do for this one, we're gonna kind of go down through maybe 100 yards of little waves and little drops, and there's some rocks to dodge. There's one big boof rock in the middle that at this level will just be out of play, but it can get a pretty nice hole behind it at bigger levels sometimes, or like, you know, class 2, but
It's fun.
but then at the very end of it, you're gonna want to like make a left turn, and there's kind of a final little shoot drop, and then grab an eddy on either side when you come out of that drop.
Okay.
And then we'll practice some ferry and eddy work there, if you want.
Yeah, we can try it. Give it a go again. See if I can actually get it.
There's no surfing, but it's a great place to ferry and make your eddy turns. Oh yeah. I mean, we're coming up on the good season for it. So just kind of dodge all these rocks and then make that left hand drop. Do you see this big bulge in the water here, by the way? Don't do what I'm about to do and go over it. Downstream, good. It's okay. Lean it, stay leaned into the rocks and paddle off of them. All right, and just come back over here into this current. Gonna nose upstream as you go into it and shoot straight down. So, this rapid, either something's shifted or it's weird at this level. It's never really looked quite like that before. Normally we'd be in a full eddy where we're at and able to get back up. No, we would have to cross and go over, up. But there's like almost a surf wave in the middle of that drop. I've never seen...
Looks like if you can get to the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the current coming off that rock right there is pretty...
There's more current here than there normally is. I don't know if it's just the level or if something's shifted.
Like 3,000 on Christmas, so it might have something like that.
It takes more than that to move the riverbed. work right now.
Huh?
It's a lot of work right now.
That is a lot of work.
Normally it's a much better ferry practice spot. I think it's just too low.
Damn, that is hard.
What's that?
I just need to let my legs get bloody good.
It looks calm right there. But you don't get right in
No,
there,
you can't get
yeah,
past
you
it.
can push it right
You
back
can go
up.
off to the left though. Ooh.
Huh.
That was a workout right there.
Good one!
Keep your phone waterproof in there?
No,
No.
it just gets wet.
Is that Samsung?
Yeah.
That's
You
why.
can't do that with an iPhone.
Yeah. I've got one too, but
God forbid, you know, you get one drop of water on it.
I love my music. Yeah. I mean, I could like be in there like, oh, listen to this.
My legs are saying, don't get back in.
You can your legs. You know, the important things in life,
Those
right?
are great for people because if you go to ruin, then you can hold a big cooler on the back of that something.
Yeah, seriously.
You know what would suck? Is if you went paddling in the creek and you left your helmet laid up on the rock.
You do what?
If you went paddling down the creek and you left your helmet laid up on the rock.
That would suck. You met this head?
To be honest, that's what I was leaving keys.
Well, at least we didn't lose your keys in the water.
That's true.
That would really suck.
I'm gonna ask you a dumb question, but you don't have a spare set on it, dude. One job.
What's that?
Is there any good spot for the seal launch or whatever?
Not really.
No, just a bridge and that's about it.
Wait, what bridge?
The bridge you dropped in there.
Campground.
Campground, yeah.
You guys seal launch that?
That's fun.
Like off the bridge onto the...
No, I mean going down the hill, like where you walk down underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
He's like, are you guys what?
You don't know how to roll, but you drop
crazy,
in off
boss.
the bridge. You say that's a bad idea?
Man,
Yeah.
I'm guessing we shouldn't do that again.
Yeah. I'm really hoping for good snow, because from what I see, these work really great when it snows a lot too. You want to sleep?
stretching my back.
So what exactly is the spring? What is it called? The spring thing they do?
Spring clinic?
Yeah. I mean, what do? You just flow down through here? And...
No, it's not here. It's all up on the Russell Fork.
Oh.
And it's basically just like a training event for newer paddlers.
So we need to go.
Yeah. All three of you guys should come to Spring Clinic.
It's not the sketchy section of the Russell Fork, I'm assuming.
It is not on the gorge, no. They do it on the lower section. And maybe some on the upper.
Yeah, there are. They'll freeze. I mean, that was the good thing.
What's funny is like when we first started coming out here, we went one day when it was like 1,800 CFS. And every time after we actually got into it, we've always been like 2 or 3 or 500.
I think the highest we've done is like 6. Yeah.
And we were coming out here when we had bought all this stuff. It was like 2:30. We're like, let's go! It's 2:30. That was the day we played at the dam mostly.
Probably about what it is today. Maybe it's probably a little more than that today. I have no idea. The gauge is frozen.
Yeah.
I wish it was the
fairly
540
low.
it was saying.
What's that?
So I wish it was the 540 the frozen gauge is saying it is.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see S turn at 1800 again. And
I'd say it's gonna be rocking Saturday, Sunday-ish.
It may well be.
And it's gonna turn over into snow, but it's gonna be a lot of rain before it turns over.
It's probably not going to do shit.
Probably not. You're right, but we can breathe. We can hope.
Well, you guys can. I'm going to be in Florida.
Here, I'll send you pictures of it.
You guys send me pictures of dry suit, and I'll send you a picture of my swimming trunks on the beach drinking beer.
How many days are y'all going?
5.
Who are you going with?
My fiance.
Nice.
Yeah, you didn't invite me.
Well, I didn't invite anybody. I wasn't even invited until her grandfather told me about it when it was supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah, and I did such a good job finding you a trade date and everything.
You did.
But you probably need to call Heston to make sure it's cool. He told me he's good, but just to double check.
What is that thing?
Where they did
Somebody's
sacrifice
deck.
people, don't they?
What's that?
That's where they sacrifice people, right?
Yeah, let's go with that.
The Illuminati.
It looks weird. It looks like they got big columns and chains. And... Pretty sure they sacrifice stuff and cut them over.
What was that one called?
The one we just did?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure it has a name.
I think that's what Justin was calling Gibraltar yesterday, because they had that big ice waterfall.
They climbed up on
I don't know.
You talk so fast sometimes, it's just like, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah. I have no idea. You know, I only actually know the names of about half the rapids on here because they're the ones that people actually talk about.
What would it take to get to the Russell?
Yeah, about 3.
It's on the Kentucky-Virginia border.
Yeah, it's in the Breaks Interstate Park.
Now, isn't there a really good whitewater one on the red somewhere?
Yeah, the Upper Red River is like a 3 to 3+ run, but it's really remote. And apparently it can be really hazardous because of strainers.
They have a pretty impressive cache rate. Creek or whatever it is in Richmond?
I mean, there's several creeks in Richmond. I don't know if there's a Madison.
Only when it rains a bunch it gets up. It's really narrow.
I mean, there's a bunch down there. I've done Muddy Creek a few times. Never really had enough water for it to be great. Jessamine Creek several times, including a couple times when it was absolutely rocking. You know, but that's in Jessamine County, not.
Yeah.
Silver Creek at massive flood stage. That's in Madison County.
You done Benson?
No. this is a really nice, right there is a really nice green surf wave at higher levels. For longer boats in particular. What's that?
Don't think you can go back.
Yeah, you can still go left. Yeah.
What's better, left or right?
Left is a kind of cool slot drop move.
Alright.
What's that? Say again?
Do you have any idea what they're doing here?
No idea.
They've been clearing it out since we've been coming out here.
Yeah?
I know they're gonna probably run another quick one.
I have no idea.
What's the last rapid call before you take out?
What's that?
What's the last rapid call before you take out?
Last drop.
about to go.
Yeah, it is.